You have decided to try your hand at binary options. You watch a video about imbalanced strategies and believed in yourself. You created a deposit, put your first $100 into it, and started trading. But with each deal, you only got poorer and poorer and poorer. You didn't give up. Maybe the platform was just fraudulent. You left it and moved on to Quotex, Pocket Option, Binarium, any other platforms. Will everything work out here? Oh no, another failure, another loss of money, time and nerves. And now you are thinking that trading are not your thing, that it's impossible to make money here and that you are just unlucky. Sound familiar? Me too! My name is Stacy and I felt the same way a few years ago. I was unsuccessful at options trading. I was losing deal after deal. I was losing my hard-earned money and thinking of giving up. But something made me continue. I tried hard, looked for the reason for my failures, studied strategies, researched the market, and succeeded. 8 years have passed. Today, I fully support myself by playing on the stock exchange, and I live well. The mistakes I made when I took my first step on the stock exchange seem ridiculous, but millions of people worldwide still make the same mistake I did, because they misunderstand the logic of the market and the mechanics of stock market strategies. Now, I will show you how and why you lose. Let's take one of the most popular indicators on all trading platforms as an example, Bollinger Bands. We will analyze how traders use it and how to trade it correctly. If you watch this video to the end, you will earn your first $1,000 on binary options without any problems. Let's not waste a second and get down to business. Bollinger Bands needs no introduction. You all know what they look like and probably think you even know how to use them. Every terminal, every exchange has one. Most people use it the way it is written on Wikipedia without even realizing the formula by which it is calculated. More specifically, they only wait for the price to reach one of the lines, then invest in a price reversal as if the price were some ball that would bounce all the time like a wall. That is a sure way to give your wallet to the market. Why? Let's take a look at this chart. Let's find and turn on the indicator. Here it is. What will inexperienced traders see here? The upper limit, the lower limit. The price has approached the upper boundary, meaning a reversal is coming, right? Of course not. What distinguishes an experienced trader from a beginner is attention to detail. You are forgetting an important thing. Bollinger Bands are a trend indicator. Why does everyone ignore this line in the middle of the sleeve? It's the primary indicator here. It's called a moving average, and this line is responsible for the accuracy of this indicator. If the chart moves above this line, the market trend is upwards. If you were to bet on a price drop, it would be a bet against the trend. Even a person who has been on the stock exchange for the first day knows that it's impossible to open a deal against the trend. I will prove it very simply. I will donate $1 in the name of science. Let's try to play now as most of you would. We will set the expiry time to 10 seconds so that we don't have to wait too long. Let's look at the indicator. The price has now broken through the upper boundary, which means it's about to drop. Do you agree? No, the price continues to rise. And we have lost money. $1, no big loss. But how many of you, if you saw the price had reached the limit, would bet $10, $50, $100? I think there would be enough people willing to do so. If you also thought that the price would drop, it's okay. We all made mistakes in the beginning. If you want to learn how to trade not only on Bollinger Bands but also on dozens of other strategies with more than 93% chance of success, then follow me on Telegram. There is all the necessary theoretical basis for any beginner. A few hours a day on my channel can replace years of trading experience and brokerage education, because all the required knowledge and accessible language and a fun format is already there. Follow me on Telegram using the link in the description, and we will continue. So, where should we open the deal? Of course, upwards. With an upper market trend, crossing the upper boundary is a signal to rise the price. That is where many of you have a conflict in your mind. On the one hand, everyone knows that when the price reaches the sleeve, the price reverses. But on the other hand, by betting on a reversal, we open a trade against the trend. Does such a simple indicator not seem simple anymore? Actually, no, everything is still simple. You only need to understand the logic of the market and be careful. Let's try trading and you will see for yourself. Let's choose a currency pair. In principle, there are no special requirements for a pair. Bollinger Bands demonstrate high efficiency in any market trend. In the right hands, of course. While you are just starting to trade options, I would advise you to look for more or less stable pairs with a long-term sideways movement. But today, I'm going to show you, my dear viewers, everything this indicator is capable of. Look here, what is the price doing? The chart goes down and up like a rocket. There is also sideways movement, and it's very noticeable. Here it is. We're going to stop here. For this video, I have a new deposit. It's $100. It was $100 before our test. Now it's $92. Today we're going to try to at least tenfold this amount. We will try to break through the $1,000 mark, and maybe we will go even further. The chart is now moving downward, and there is a chance that it will cross the lower boundary soon enough. If it reaches it, this will be our entry point. All we have to do is wait for it. Everything is as we expected. The price is at the bottom. The Bollinger Bands have been crossed. At this point, many would have already bet on the price to rise. But stop! Take a closer look at the moving average. The chart didn't even cross it. All trading took place below it. What does this mean? A downtrend in the market. The trend is our friend. It's the top commandment of any successful trader. Crossing the Bollinger Bands in a downtrend means a price drop. This is what we use to open a deal. I will not bet too big for now. We will start with $50. This is more than enough to open the trading session today. I doubt you expected it, but the bet worked. $46. As always, a great start. I can already imagine how someone very far away now bet a large sum on the price to rise without understanding the essence of the indicator. He must be mad right now, and there are thousands of such people. The downward movement continues. The Bollinger Bands have corrected and adapted to the downward trend of the market. They seem to have adjusted to the price, and now they are ready to give a more accurate forecast. Take a look at the chart. It looks like it is lying on the moving average, or rather it was. Now the price has moved to the lower boundary of the indicator again, but this time its reversal will not contradict the trend, because until now all indicators have been moving in unison. Everything indicates that the chart will reverse when it reaches the line, and we are ready to open a deal for this. I will put $50 again, but this time on the upside. The chart is already at the bottom. I will enter the deal when I see the first green candle. I hope we are right and that those few seconds of gap between the moving average and the chart didn't affect the trend. Here it is, the green one. Here we go. Yes. The price has changed course and it's now moving up. There are still 5 seconds left in the deal, but I can already say we have not lost. The chart doesn't even think about reversing. I haven't noticed a single red candle, not even a microscopic one. We assessed the situation correctly, and as a reward, we received plus $46 for our deposit. If you worry that you don't always manage to assess the situation with the same accuracy as I do, I know how to help you. Every week, our VIP Telegram community hosts a free trading marathon where we maximize your deposit up to $2,000 per week. All you need to do to make money is to follow our lead, and we will take care of all of those strategies and market analysis. If you want to join us, please analyze this chart carefully and try to predict where it will move, up or down. Write your prediction in the comments below the video, and if you guess right, you will be entered into the marathon. Everything is fair. Don't miss your opportunity, and remember, everyone has a chance. Let's get back to the trading. Money won't make itself. The chart shows market consolidation. There is an obvious sideways movement. The price is again approaching the lower level. If it crosses it, it will be a perfect opportunity to make money and to show you how the indicator functions in such conditions. Before predicting price movements, compare the chart and the moving average carefully. We can see that they have been in perfect agreement up to this point. Now they have diverged, the indicator continued to move sideways, and the price plunged. These market patterns gives us a clear signal of a reversal. In other words, the price will continue to fall until it hits a lower level. After that, it will bounce off it and head up. Everything seems clear. All we have to do is wait for the price to cross the level and, most importantly, for the first green candle. Don't forget about it. It's crucial. The green candle is our entry point. Without it, we will not open a deal because the price can fall after crossing the level for a long time. The price has already crossed the level, but I don't see a candle yet. I still don't see it. 15 seconds have passed and the downward movement continues. It means that if you had set the expiration time to 15 seconds and bet on the upside, you would have inevitably lost since the price is still falling. I feel like I'm a traffic light. I'm sitting there waiting for the green color. Perhaps we were wrong. The gap between the chart and the moving average was too large. I don't think so, and we couldn't have done that. There it is, the green candle. Let's start the deal. $50 on the upside. Here we go. Oh, look at that. The price went up at the speed of light. No wonder I read the investment. Now we will make even more money from this than we could. Our investment will more than double. I can already feel it. The only thing we did wrong was to start doubting the correctness of our conclusions. Everything was right, without a doubt, but sometimes the market needs a little time for a big player to notice the price drop and start buying big. Just look at this. Our patience was rewarded with $46. I'm very pleased. And look at this. The upward trend continues. And look at the gap between the chart and the moving average. It's not a gap, it's the Grand Canyon. If the indicator is correct now, the upward trend will not stop. And what does it mean? Money! We will play on this. We only need to wait for the right moment. The chart is already very close to the upper limits. Just one more candle and we will open a deal. We will put in another $100. I think this investment is optimal. It's very close. It's very close. Let's place a bet. And the chart does not reverse. The moving average doesn't let us down. It will turn around somewhere in the future in about 3 minutes. But by then, we will have already left the deal with full wallets and smiles on our faces. The minute is almost over. The price growth has slowed slightly, but I haven't noticed any red candles. The deal is closing and we have plus $92 in our account. That's great! Now, at same point, the chart should stop growing, turn around and approach the moving average again. I could bet on a decline. But I will not do that. We can't be sure how quickly it will return. That means opening a deal here is a high risk. Although intuition says it won't take long. An experienced trader should always trust a cold mind more than his gut feeling. Ouch, I shouldn't have trusted my intuition. The chart plunged very quickly. We could be sitting with $500 in our account right now, but that's okay. It's not a problem that we didn't make any money. It would have been much worse if we had lost. But next time, I will trust my professional instincts, which rarely fail me. The price has reached the previous level, but we can't trade here. The sideways movement has begun and the price is still extremely far from the level of the moving average that is desirable here. In such conditions, you can get burned because it is complicated to predict where the chart will turn in the next moment. Actually, it's possible, but for this, you need to connect third-party auxiliary indicators. And this has nothing to do with our topic today. Expect a video on this in the future. Just look at it. The sideways movement is over. The middle movement has gone down along with the chart, but there is a big gap between them. Now we can expect the price to cross the lower boundary, after which the downward movement will continue. What does this mean? We are preparing an investment for the fall. I think we will enter a $200 this time. We won't count the pennies and the risk of losing. I don't know how much, but it's so tiny that we can easily ignore it. The price has reached a level. The gap between the indicator and the chart has not narrowed. So we open a downward deal. Just take a look at this. Less than 10 seconds have passed since the start, and we have no intrigue anymore. We can see that we are already in the black. The only question is the numbers. How much will be added to our account now? I like the answer to this question. $184. Let's move on. We are only halfway there. We have a little over $500 on the deposit now, and I'm not getting out from this chair until I see at least $1,000 here. Now the gap between the price and the indicator is narrowing, and soon it will disappear altogether, and the price will cross the lower line again. This time we expect a price reversal. The price is approaching our entry point. Hopefully we won't have to wait so long for a green candle this time. We are getting ready to open a deal, again for $200, this time for the downside. The line has been crossed. Where is it? Where is the green candle? Oh, here it is, this time very quickly. Let's open a deal. Once a green candle, and in our pocket we have $184 in profit from the deal. Isn't it incredible? That's what I'm saying. So, is it the final one? The chart and the moving average are synchronized, moving upwards. I think the movement will not stop until the upper boundary is crossed. You know what that means. The price will bounce off the line and go down. You prepare an investment of $200 and sit on the alert. Here is the chart, and here is the upper limit of the indicator. What are we missing? The red candle, and here it is. And the chart went down. What else could you expect? It's the work of professionals. And what will be the final note in this video? A major one. Plus $184. Somehow it was so easy for us. Well, that's because of options. It's always easy if you know what to do. Should we add a little risk at the end? The chart has decoupled from the indicator and is heading down. That's easy, you might say. The price will fall below the line and continue to move downward, just like in the textbook. And this is true. But am I ready to bet all the money I have earned today on this? When you bet your entire deposit, the risk is always high, even if the strategy has no chance of error. The universe often surprises us at such moments, leaving us with nothing. But I don't want to finish today's trading with only $1,000. It may seem like a lot to some, but this is trading. We deal with much more money here. But it's not a small amount either, and losing that kind of money would be a very disappointing ending to such a good video. Okay, let's try the math and probability theory. I will invest our entire deposit, all of our $973. As soon as the chart reaches the line, I will open a deal on the price rising. And here we go. So far, so good. But the price drop is not as rapid as I would have liked. The candles are too short. Oh, as soon as the price sold, my heart sank. I hope it won't be red candles. Otherwise, a heart attack is inevitable. Everything seems to be in order. There were a couple of small slippages, but nothing threatening. We are closing this deal as well as the current session on a positive note.
We have reached more than $1,000. We have $1,075
in our account. And that's enough for me for today. I hope you found this video helpful. Of course, it was. So many people lose a lot of money daily because they don't know how to use this indicator. Now, nothing is stopping you from earning thousands of US dollars at any moment. That will be even easier for you if you join my Telegram community, where you will find even more instructions and strategies. All the most effective and easy to use strategies are published there. There is a ton of content there daily. That's all for today. So see you in the Telegram.